So did you know that NASA's planning to send people back to the moon in 2024?
I am.
Yes, I do.
Yes. I actually didn't know that.
I had no idea.
I do. I'm aware of it.
Yeah, I heard something about that.
When we were growing up, after Challenger, I think the magic went out of it for a lot of people. And it just became commonplace. I mean, we were sending the shuttle up practically a lot. So it was just kind of like, okay, it's gone up, it's safe, no problem.
We're always going to have issues like that in life, and you cannot think about today's problems affecting the ones that you need to take care in the future. And I think we really need to be focused on both the current stuff and long term.
I tell people, get past season 1. It's good, but it's slow. But after that, I think it really captures the direction. Maybe not the overall velocity, but certainly the direction that we would go as a culture, in terms of how we would fragment and stuff like that.
No, it's very interesting, very exciting. Definitely, since the world is coming smaller, so now we have to come out. So it's definitely a much better thing to explore out what is outside our world, what is outside our universe. So
I know for me personally, based on my study of health and fitness and wellness, I do not believe humans can survive in space. I believe that we have evolved from single cell organisms over 3 billion years and because of that, we are very, very finely tuned to live in this environment on this planet and see one sunrise and one sunset in a 24-hour period.
Because I'm curious. I want to know how life will be there. And I want to know how things work there.
Yeah, so I think space exploration is important. Like when you think about, the space program in the 60s and the 70s, so much technology that we use today came out of it.
I think for anybody who watches this, especially the younger generation, just remember that there is a lot of magic as well as science for this particular program.
In the future, it might be an asteroid hurling towards Earth.
Yeah, and we have missed quite a few of them for all these years, and we've been very blessed and lucky. So we may not be that lucky in future. So if it gets closer, we need to be able to shoot it down or do something. We need to have technology available to handle all those.
Some people are talking about maybe the moon's the first place we have a space elevator.
Right.
It would be kind of a different physics. Instead of having a big mass in geostationary orbit over someplace on the equator with like a thread going between it, it would actually be kind of gravity based in the sense that the L1 point between the Earth and the moon is not that far away from the moon. And you just have to have some mass slightly beyond that that's sort of being pulled towards Earth.
somebody installed a video phone in his home. So when somebody comes and rings the bell, he can see who is at the main door. And then he basically opens, So this was like way back when you were very young. And that was basically a big thing for us. Wow. I mean, he can see who is at the main door. I mean,
So my dad is almost 80, and I don't know if you knew, but he was the chief deputy controller for the state of Texas at one time.
I didn't know.
Yeah, and he told me about that the state controller's office purchased the first computer that the controller ever had. And it was the entire 5th floor of an office building. This is like in 78 or something like that.
I might not go on an adventurous trip. I might go there just to see how my home looks like, or Earth looks like.
That manages like the food systems for the astronauts, and she was going into like how to preserve food to have like a 5 to 7 year shelf life, so you could like actually have enough food for like a Mars mission and things like that.
Oh, okay, cool.
And you could imagine having that technology actually used to create like a national food stockpile, where you like have 6 months of food for like everybody in the US, and you could keep it around for half a decade. Well, thank you so much, Lata. I really appreciate your time.
Oh, sure. Me too. Thank you. Thank you for making me part of your group project.